Hey guys, it's DC and welcome to the Soap Sanctuary, guys, where all soap lovers are welcome, guys. This is a different type of video for me today, guys. Different type of video guy today for me. So, guys, my diploma has come in the mail and I've finally set it up here. I know this is not like a soap talk video. We're not talking about Days of Our Lives or anything. But listen, guys, listen. We talk a lot already about the actors and directors and the soap shows and we put enough money in their account as it is. Let's give their pockets a break for one day. You know, let's give these people's pockets a break for one day. I'm sure their pockets can handle it. But honestly, guys, I was thinking about it the other day, right? Because, man, it was a journey trying to get this done. Like, you guys ain't seen me in Soap Sanctuary for a minute, which is fine. You guys understand. It's because how much I love Soap Sanctuary, guys. I got things I got to take care of, Papa. We got things we got to take care of. But anyways, I remember 2 months ago at my graduation ceremony, and I was sitting there. And like I said, this has taken me 12 years to get this degree, right? And some other people that were sitting there possibly 4 years, maybe shorter, who knows. And I just remember thinking to myself, man, this is like a 2-hour ceremony. And they're gonna rush us out of here with the quickness, get the next ceremony, which I understand. You gotta take care of your business. I understand that, But I remember thinking, like, wow, like it's really in the journey that I got a lot of this growth. And just for anybody, it really is in the journey. You get a lot of the growth in your life because you got the degree, but it was this quick 2-hour ceremony moment. But in the process of getting the degree, man, that's when most of the growth happened. That's when a lot of the understanding, the wisdom, the evolution takes place, Like 8 months ago, when I decided to get back into school and, a lot of things in my life had changed. And as painful as it was at the time, I've kind of come to realize that pain is not always a bad thing. It helps you grow. It helps you identify what you want, what you don't want out of life, what you will and won't accept out of life. Maybe some things you need to change about yourself too. So it's not always like the worst thing in the world to have painful moments in life. And that's not always something we should run away from because life does not always move in like this linear line. You know what I mean? Like there's zigzags. And it's in that zigzags that true evolution is going to take place in your life. So for me, I kind of realized that like there was such a huge evolution that I had in that whole process and that whole time frame. And I'll be honest with you guys, when August comes around, y'all not gonna be seeing me. Y'all not gonna be seeing me, Papa. I'm gonna be very busy, Because I even remember like 8 months ago when I was out of a job, I was just trying to figure out my direction in life, what was gonna happen. And I remember I had like fasted for like 10 days, no food, which I would not recommend that to anybody. But that's what I just felt I need to do for myself. And I remember during that time, I was on every Eventbrite that I can think of, every virtual Zoom that I can think of at that time, just to keep myself occupied. Because I know sometimes when you have too much time in your hands, or if you're busy with the things that you don't like to do constantly, regularly, you can be very vulnerable to succumb to depression, right? I feel like I'm aware enough at that point to realize that. Like I had to keep myself busy, but busy with things that actually brought me joy and enhancement. Not just flinging yourself on anything either. You gotta be mindful about that. But in doing that, I was able to keep my mind as sharp as possible, give myself clarity in the time that I needed from certain things. And it's also kind of similar to right before the pandemic when I decided to take myself off of my personal social media accounts. I obviously had a soap Twitter for like a 2 months or so down the line, but personal social media, I took myself off of that. And I have no social media. And this was right before the pandemic, so I feel like I got out at a perfect time. Because nothing wrong with social media, but for myself, I didn't see what value it brought to my life, honestly, personally. I just didn't see the value in it. I know that we're supposedly connecting with people, whatever. I personally don't think we should have that much access to people's opinions and thoughts and connect with that many people, but I digress. You know, the rest of the world will digress. But I saw it brought no value in my life, honestly. And it also was not good for my mental health. That was a big thing. But at the time, right before I deleted it, I struggled with it because I'm like, man, like, if this is good for everybody else, why can't this be good for me? But then it's also like some people who can't drink due to sobriety reasons. It's like, yeah, everybody else around them can have a great time with alcohol, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't work well for them in their life. And that's just being self-aware. And I feel like even during these past 8 months, I've been able to realize, okay, what are some things that work well for me? What are some things that bear fruit for me? What are some things that don't? I've also come to see that the things that usually come with the most ease in my life are usually the things I'm able to be consistent with, you know? And of course, sometimes that could change based on circumstances and stuff like that as well. But I had to get really aware with myself about the things I want to do for my life. Because like I said, I love self-sanction, but I got some things I got to do, Papa. We got things we got to do, Papa, in this life, you know? I got places and things I want to take myself to. And just be intentional about that, you know? Being intentional about things. Like not trying to overwork yourself or hustle, but just being intentional about the things that you want out of your life and things that you want to do with yourself too. Not even just like professionally or stuff like that, but like personally too. Like what kind of development do you want to see in yourself? And I also had to take a good look at myself too these past few months, right? I had to take a good look at myself because, you know, I put my demons behind me, but listen, I'm no angel. You know, I put my demons behind me, but I'm no angel. So it's just like I had to take a look at myself too. What were the environments that would bring out the best in me? Certain things, spaces and places and people and things just may not bring out the best in you. Doesn't mean that those things are bad. Hell, there's probably some people I didn't bring out the best in them either. Just keeping it for real. You gotta take some look at yourself too, Papa. Listen, Papa, you gotta take a look at yourself too from time to time. And be honest with yourself. Nobody wants to do that because, you know, everybody's always the hero in their story. They're never the villain. This is when I hear stories from people sometimes, and they always tell me the person did wrong, and I don't hear not one shred of accountability, not even like, you know what, I was wrong too, or I should have done some things different too. I don't hear a shred or iota of accountability for the person. You know what I mean? You know, I'm thinking you the problem. I'm thinking you the problem. I'll smile now in my head, like, I think the problem is right here in front of me. Now, granted, some circumstances are different. Some circumstances are different, guys. Some circumstances are different. But, I mean, I had to learn and grow that the journey was where I got the most evolution. And I'm always going to be learning and growing, guys. Always. You know, the learning only stops when you're dead. That's where the only time learning stops, right? When you're dead, right? That's the only time learning really stops. But you're always going to be learning and growing. That's how it is. And doing what's best for you. Which understand doing what's best for you may not be best for somebody else. You got to keep that in mind too. The two, well, technically they are congruent if that other person is mature enough to realize that. But most times in a, how do I put this? In a humanistic viewpoint, I guess I could put it like, it's not always going to look that way. Or particularly in that moment. But I had to realize that sometimes in life you have to love things and people and stuff to allow them to grow. Allow them to expand. And also realizing that you don't need to demonize a person, place, or situation to realize you got to let it go or you have to excuse yourself from it. Because listen, let me tell you guys, there's power in letting things go and excusing yourself. There's power in those two things. And you don't have to demonize it to justify it. You know when something's not working well for you in life. You know that. You know that, Papa. Come on, you know that. You know that. I remember I was working a job a long time ago and I was like, man, this ain't working. This ain't align with me, Papa. This ain't align. Well, then part was like, why are you gonna leave? It's decent money. Why are you gonna leave? I'm like, but this is not really developing me, you know, because the money will only make you stay around for so long. Trust me, Papa. Trust me. It's only make you stay around for so long. Even though it doesn't matter, you do need the l'argent. You do need the l'argent. Don't get me wrong. But I had to realize that, guys. I had to really, I had to grow. I had to really develop myself over these past 8 months, and I'm grateful. And there's going to be more moments, but now when I have certain moments, I've also learned to have a healthier mindset about things, right? I don't put things on a pedestal no more. Because I've learned in life, whatever you put on a pedestal has no choice but to look down at you. It has no choice but to look down at you. You know, I don't put a place, a space, or a destination on a pedestal. Even in graduate school, I'm very grateful that I feel blessed to have this opportunity, but I also understand that it's going to come with challenges. I don't want to be naive to think that's not going to happen, right? Or let's say if I'm in a relationship, I'm married, like that's going to come with its challenges too. You know, I have to be realistic. And I have to also understand people in spaces and places have their own journey outside of me too. You know, we are the main character in our movies, but we don't understand there's other movies going on too. It's kind of like when the soaps cross over. You know how like when they did that whole Baby Switch storyline with One Life to Live and All My Children. So All My Children, JR was one of the main characters on My Children, but he was not one of the main characters in Llanview, but he's in Llanview. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that, guys. It's kind of like that. But I want to do a little impromptu video, guys. We always talk on soaps, but I like to do a little impromptu video sharing that, you know, my journey. Because, man, like I said, I feel like sometimes in life, sometimes when you go through things, it's not just for you. It's not just for decoration. You know, sometimes it's there to help somebody else down the line if they may need that help. And also to help you in a situation down the line that could have otherwise been more intense if you didn't have the wisdom and the experience. Because true wisdom only comes from experience, Papa. You know? There's nothing in life you can try to put into a formula. You can try. Like, you know those people who write those relationship books, they be putting things into a little formula. Papa. Come on now. All right? You try to put things into a formula. I think you know which celebrity couple I'm talking about. They came out with their book 10 years ago. Now they're not together no more. They try to put things into a formula. And you know what? Nothing wrong with that because their book probably did help some people who needed that, who had to have that kind of journey in their lives, right? But you try to put things into a formula. Hey. The world is changing so much. Formulas change too. You know? The world is be changing too. But the things you go through in life is not for decoration a lot of times. I've kind of like realized that. You never know how like the things you deal with now are going to help you and help other people down the line. For the people that it's meant to help. You're not meant to help everybody. Okay, just give that to my papa. We're not meant to save the whole world. I'm nobody's Superman. I'm kind of like the Joker. Or Lex Luthor. All right. Anyways, guys, that's a little impromptu video. I'm not gonna make this too long, guys, but I'm gonna head out. I got some stuff to do. I kind of just woke up like probably an hour or two ago. Well, that's not just waking up. That's pretty refreshed, right? But anyways, guys, I gotta go. I want to do a quick impromptu video about that, guys. Share a little of my journey. That's what I know. We always talk soap operas, and that's cool, Papa. But we can give their pockets a break for one day. All right, guys. But anyways, guys, I'm out, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.